Good afternoon and welcome back once again to the Hot Stocks Outlook for July 14th, 2017. Welcome back, and hopefully we're all having an excellent week out there in the financial markets. A lot of really great opportunities happening out there in the markets, and what we can really get a sense of is just how important it is to identify those markets that are doing well where you want to be long, and conversely also hedging yourself and taking short positions on the market, because there's a lot of movement and a lot of volatility in stocks right now. So we're going to take a look at Alcoa and Vale, so some basic material companies. We got Vonage Communications, some transportations, and also Dean Food, so a milk producer there. But let's go ahead and dig into the analysis, the approach, and really how we utilize these tools to make trading decisions. What is that overall process to identify opportunities? So we have Alcoa here, and some daily bars and candles representing the price data here. And very, very simply, we want to go ahead and compare these two values. So whenever we get a crossover, and we actually have a scanning feature every night to really scan through a lot of markets, identify fresh reversals and fresh crossovers in the market. But what we have here is a predicted moving average generated via the artificial intelligence of the software, and we're comparing that to a lagging regular moving average, that black line. So whenever that prediction crosses above the actual moving average, essentially you know that the trend direction, and therefore how you'd want to take positions in the market in this case, is to the upside. You want to take long positions. Now, in addition to our predicted moving average, which is going to really cut that lag time out, get us into these markets at the right time, we also have this neural index at the very bottom of the chart here, so a 1 or a 0. And this indicator is a very highly accurate indicator, and it's looking at short-term windows. So very important to understand that this is a 48-hour or 2-candle prediction of short-term strength or weakness in the market. Now, if we know the market's in an uptrend, we obviously want to be buying this market, looking out and saying, okay, should we expect some strength or weakness in the overall market? But as long as that blue line remains above the black line, you want to go ahead and take those positions. So we've seen this market really explode higher. So far going into the trading day, 11.5% move to the upside, but you see just a ton of strength from not only the trend, but also that neural index strongly up there at a 1. But what happens to a lot of traders is you really need to be able to adapt to your approach and your trading style in the market. And so in addition to getting the overall trend direction forecast, your neural index matching that short-term strength or weakness, you also get a predicted range for every trading day. And so that's what can really help you adapt to those changing market conditions as the trade rolls forward, as time is moving forward, and you really need to be cognizant of where the market's likely to trade. So if I bring up those levels, you can see when we're in the uptrend, we're really blowing past these predicted highs, which is fine because you'd only be long the market. But look at what a great guide this is for when to experience some weakness in the market and what levels you should expect to see that day. So you get a great entry if you're buying into that uptrend there, another great entry here, another great entry here, so that you can get good intraday levels if you want to go ahead and add to that position, or if you're interacting with that market for the first time. So once again, we'll see here really great opportunity so far in Alcoa here. Really nice move. Let's see what we got so far is about 11.5%. So we'll see how this trades forward. But also another materials company here, Vale. Very similar situation. So what we notice with a lot of these stocks and really running the scans this way is that you see a lot of similar stocks start to move at the same time. And that can really be a big heads up that says, pay attention here. There's some really great opportunities. And so very similarly, we see here we've gotten this crossover to the upside. We've caught a nice move higher thus far, about 12%. So very similar to Alcoa there. But what we can see again is, if you're a trend trader, you can be in for that entire 12%, but you want to go ahead and manage positions if you can. So in the short term, when you have those abilities to go ahead and buy on dips, that's where you want to be buying. A lot of traders, what they like to do is buy at the lower half of this range if you're a shorter term trader, making sure that you are in fact getting a good intraday price when you go in and interact with the markets. And that can be critically important when you're trading a stock under $10. You want to make sure that you're getting a really good entry, clearly identify direction, long or short, and then can go in and execute with those levels there. So again, another 10 or 11, 12% move to the upside here. but also some great trade management you can make if you're a shorter term trader and make some money that way as well. Here in Vonage, and what I want to really touch on is we've got stocks that are doing very, very well, but you got to watch out because there are some stocks that are in very, very vicious sorts of downtrends, and you really don't want to mess around with those at the wrong time. So we see here in Vonage getting a crossover to the downside, seeing a lot of weakness in a lot of, again, similar companies here. But Neural Index down at a 0 there, saying, look to start shorting this market. So a trend trader would come in, immediately could take a position, start shorting the market. And there's been about a 9% decline in the market. But, we have all of these tools from VantagePoint. We have our Neural Index, we have our overall trend, and also this predicted high and low to be that really great guide for us. So we bring up those predicted high and low levels, and you really see how this often works is from this point on, you want to start shorting the market, and you're really looking for any moves back up to these levels to be really great opportunities to take short positions. I mean, here we have the market, really exploding higher, but the downtrend is still very, very solidly in place there. And you'd want to go ahead and hold on for that volatility so you can capture the bulk of this move as it continues lower. But again, I just, want to really point out the trade management here. So, we really have a strong forecasting tool here. So really, regardless of your style and your approach to the market, you're going to be shorting at appropriate levels in downtrends, going long the market in uptrends, and really refining essentially your approach, if that's shorter term or if that's longer term, making moves that make sense for the type of trade that you're looking for. Let's go ahead and move on to Ryder Systems here. So some transports doing really well. Crossover to the upside very, very cleanly here with that Neural Index up at a 1. And, this is a critical time for traders in the market where there's a lot of indecision in the market over that period of time right there. And we see we'd actually gotten some weakness from the Neural Index moving up to 1. So giving you that understanding that you're going to get some chop, things are going to go sideways here. But again, that blue line always remains above the black line. So sure, we trade sideways here, but once your Neural Index and other tools are becoming bullish, you're getting a lot of strength in line with this trend. And we can also see just the distance between those values alerting you to a lot of strength in an uptrend. And that's when you can go in, with your shorter term tools, take some, shorter term trading ideas, but make sure that, of course, you're buying into an uptrend and hitting those profit targets that you may be seeking there. Last but not least here, let's go ahead and take a look at Dean Foods. So a very big milk producer, dairy company here, but not a good time to be long dairy. Neural Index down at a 0, our crossover. And again, just to really drive home this logic of use your tools for the appropriate time frames where you're trading. Well, you've got a really great guide here that says, strength over the next couple of days, the trend is down. So you want to short up at these predicted high levels, and they are ideal for those good intraday sort of levels to add to a position, or again, take that fresh position and fresh opportunity if it's your first time interacting with that market there. So really, really aggressive decline here in Dean Foods. You see we getting a gap lower. And of course, you really want to be in the market and in position ahead of time before these sort of gaps happen. That's $1 per share just overnight and through the trading day. So about a 16% move thus far, but a great place to go ahead and again, hedge those long positions you may be taking in the market, really make money on both sides of the market here. So as always, guys, I really appreciate you guys watching this video. I hope it really helps you understand how these tools work and these concepts. But of course, take the time to watch some of the playlists that are available here. You can see how we've been utilizing this approach for really the past year, every single week, and keeping things very simple so that we're making really smart decisions for, again, that trading style and that particular approach that you want to go ahead and execute on the markets that you're trading. So as always, and once again, this has been the Hot Stocks Outlook for July 14th, 2017. Best of luck to you traders out there in the markets, and bye for now.